Classic Rock Beagle.
Welcome to the annals of the Classic Rock Beagle. I'm Dobbs here with Moser. We normally review music from the classic rock era, but which we define as 1965 to 2000. This is our annual incursion outside the classic rock era, which we upsets Moser just a little bit. Moser. What? No, Moser, your dialogue is filled with spelling and grammatical errors. Have you been dipping into the rum again? Ha ha! No drinking before the show, Moser. So why are you talking like this? It's my South Buffalo accent. You okay, Moser? Anyways, in episode 57A, we reviewed the 6th through 15th best hit songs of 2022. On to number 5.
Find some peace of mind in this lifetime.
Tell them.
On May 13th, 2022, rapper Kendrick Lamar released his 5th album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
Tell them.
That's 5 albums in 11 years.
Tell them. Tell them. Tell them.
Drake puts out 5 albums between his morning shower and his breakfast. Proof that quality takes work. Never rush artists, but I digress.
Be afraid.
One of Kendrick's charting singles was United in Grief. While I will be examining it under the 5 elements of hip-hop,
So let me be clear.
I can actually consider United in Grief a piece of classical music. The articulate music craft of the song reminds me more of Beethoven than of LL Cool J.
What is a rapper with jewelry? A way that I show my maturity. What if I call on security? That mean I'm calling on God for purity.
Master of the flow, Kendrick uses 16th note triplets to yield the plaintive I grieve different. I'm a rank amateur when it comes to rap, but even I can tell there's something special about Kendrick's flow.
What am I doing? I'm flipping my time through the Rolodex. Indulging myself in my life and my music. The word that I'm in is a cul-de-sac. The word that we in
Kendrick's I Grieve Different is not the gorgeous part of the hook. It is the setting for some brilliant music motifs going on behind it. Now the beat may sound unnecessarily complicated, and I fell into this sense myself initially, until it hit me. There's quite a remarkable rhythmic interchange between the drums and Kendrick's flow. When I caught this, I was blown away. Gorgeous intro to the song yields immediately to an almost music hall piano. Keyboards are pretty much out of the picture at the start of the first verse. Bit by bit, it takes over for the drums. You know what makes the song?
Progressive rock.
What a beautiful contrast between the complex beat with Kendrick's rapid-fire flow on one side and the gorgeous string and synth combo with light piano accompaniment on the other. With the drums taking the center stage, what a gorgeous and tasteful production is going on around it. There were 6 producers, including Kendrick. Bravo to each and every one of them. Oh my gosh, lyrics. Where to start? There's so much going on here. If you want to break down the lyrics to its essentials, Kendrick's point is that with all the success and its accoutrements that come with it, none of that erases the trauma, or even can erase the trauma he's experienced in his life. Only Kendrick puts it much, much more eloquently than I did here. This is from the first album from Kendrick since 2017's Damn. As always, he has some legitimate gems. United in Grief is special. I got it at 8.5 out of 10, an excellent song. Next. I know. This is the last country song on the list, I promise. Anyways, before the song showed up in the crosshairs of our review, Cody Johnson was not even a name. I never heard of him. Now, he has been around since 2006, but he didn't even have a country hit until 10 years later. His first crossover came in 2018 with On My Way to You, which hit number 78 on the pop charts. Although, number 13 in the country chart was his all-time high at the time. And then he pretty much disappeared until Till You Can't in 2021. Cody has an earnest voice, and the melodic line fits and soars appropriately. This is fine. Nothing special in the harmony. This is a 4-chord song, although still have some PTSD from the 20-teens. It's not 1564. It's actually a 1641 song, but the 4-chord is added on the bridge, Yoda. It's actually a 1641 song with a 5-chord tying everything together in the bridge. They could have given these emotional lyrics a down-tempo, melodramatic feel. I'm so glad they put some energy into the song, as these lyrics could have gotten really sappy really quick. That is an excellent touch. There's absolutely nothing special about the form. It was executed fine. How the song was put together was cookie cutter. The strengths are in other areas. I'm not a big fan of the Nashville sound. A slight bump for the pure acoustic sound at the beginning, which masked the up-tempo nature of the song well. As I said before, country can do emotional lyrics well. It's not usually when it gets preachy. Now, this song has been done before, but Cody Johnson got the point across without being quite as preachy. Inspirational lyrics rarely do it for me, but it's really important from time to time to be reminded that we're not promised tomorrow. I give Cody Johnson's song an 8.98 out of 10, an excellent song. On to our next song, which we had at number 6 last year.
Last year we covered 2 songs from Dua Lipa's album Future Nostalgia. And here's yet another entry from that album. At least this one qualifies for the best of the decade and 20s, because it wasn't released an eternity before the album came out last year. I said in last year's reviews of Dua that she has a good talent singing superior material. And same here. Her voice isn't Mariah Carey level or Sia level or even Ariana level, but she delivers great music with personality, if not pipes. It's a 4-chord song. It's a dance song, so that's perfectly fine. An extra point for not making me work. Okay, fine. Whoa, is this song danceable? I am so glad that pop producers figured out the formula for dance music. Dance music was in a bad place in the mid-teens. Anyways, I'd put prime Dua Lipa against any disco song. Well, almost any disco song. I love how the pieces fit together. This was a B+ form on the song, except should I put this? Some people shouldn't rap.
Smoking into dope when I know coke. You ask me how do I do it? I cope. My only addiction has to do with a female species. I eat a
Dua's rapping style is basically Kesha as done by Ed Sheeran. Seriously? Lyrics on a dance song? It rhymes and fits the meter. If your thing is the lyrics of a dance song, I'm going to go in depth into the rhythms of acoustic protest songs just for you.
I said in my very first episode that disco gets diminishing returns for me. Unlike what I said in my review last year, maybe I can compare Levitating to the best disco, as it seems to be getting better with repeated listens. Last year was number 6 and I gave it an 8.92 out of 10. Still the same category, it's an excellent song, but this year I gave it 9.40. On to our number 2 song, another repeated review. That's right, Whitebeard. To answer your questions, yes, it was an honorable mention in the past review. No, not that one. It wasn't from a year-end episode. Yes! It qualifies. I don't disqualify Christmas songs because they're old. I only disqualify them because they recur every year. Besides, ye be the Classic Rock Beagle. I could be catering to the star here. So anyways, at number 2, it's time to finish the honorable mention of our best songs of the 80s episode, R. When Kate Bush came out in 1978, she became the first woman to hit number 1 on the British charts with a completely self-penned song. Wuthering Heights made no splash here, but in England, it kick-started a legendary career. In the US, her career was met with complete apathy except for a few music geeks. That was until Running Up That Hill, The Deal with God came out in 1985 and reached number 30 on the US charts. I did love this song in the 80s. But in the US at the time, she came out of nowhere in the US every bit as much as she came out of nowhere in 2022. Nobody, and I mean nobody else, sings like Kate Bush. This is good because the shrill, overly dramatic voice can only safely be wielded by someone with the craft and musical sense of a genius like Kate Bush. If a lesser artist were to try to sing like her, it could end in a complete disaster. When you break down the chords, it's the 4, 5, 6, 80s progression throughout. That's the 80s version of doo-wop chords in the 50s and pop chords in the teens. But the key words of that sentence are break down. Kate, being the genius that she is, throws a ton of suspended chords, 6th, 7th, and 9ths, kind of like Ed Sheeran. She takes a basic chord progression and throws in a lot of nuance to make it really, really nice. Landing on the strong subdominant in the pre-chorus was an immense touch. While the rhythm is not the strong suit of the song, it is right in the sweet spot of mid-tempo, 108 beats per minute. The gated reverb on the drums brought back some Nam flashbacks for me though. The chord progression in the pre-chorus and the bridge are the keys of the song, and I love the ending. That is a great, great ending to the song. I love the sound choices on the song, except for those that were mandated by the mid-80s recording contract. But I love the resolution after the bridge and the indecipherable vocals in the background on the last part of the song, as well as the ending in general. One thing I love about KB, she is not going to spoon feed you the meaning of a song. You have to work for it. At least I had to work for it. When you break it down, A Deal with God, calling it by the artist's title, is about forgiveness. Love is a misunderstood state. Notice I said it's a state, not a feeling. Felt love is important. It reminds you why people are part of your lives. But the more important virtue is habitual love. Sometimes you want to throttle the one you love, as anybody who's ever been the parent of a teenager will tell you. Is there so much hate for the ones we love? Oh, Kate, that is brilliant.
I'm a huge Kate Bush fan. I just want to point something out. As I've pointed out a gazillion times already, the 70s are my decade. Wuthering Heights made honorable mention for Best of the 70s. Look at all the great, fantastic artists that didn't make our Best of the 70s episode. Neil Young, Boston, Styx, Supertramp, Chicago, Earth, Wind and Fire. I'll throw the Carpenters in there. But there's Kate. And Baker Street has always been a very special song to me, and that didn't make the list. Kate made the honorable mention also in the Best of the 80s. Because that song charted this year, I had to consider it. Give Running Up That Hill, A Deal with God, 9.68 out of 10, an elite song.
Again, artists, take your time. Don't rush something out if it's not ready. While Lizzo rocketed to stardom with her third album, 'Cause I Love You, in 2019, other than the lackluster single with Cardi B last year, she disappeared for 3 years. Oh, was this worth the wait? Lizzo doesn't have the best voice, but she does sing pretty well, and very well for her material. In other words, her vocal instrument is fine, but Lizzo's strength is in her craft. She understands her limitations, which she both respects and pushes. And unlike Dua Lipa and Doja Cat, who knew? Lizzo is actually pretty handy with the rap verse. Nothing special about a 2-chord song, except it's not. There is a delightful use of the non-tonic bass, especially in the chorus, and the pre-chorus pops out brilliantly with the B major 7th chord, especially with the G flat minor chord at the end. As I've said before, you don't have to turn the tempo to a ridiculous speed to get energy. This is one tick faster than exact mid-tempo, and is still infinitely danceable. That bass line is unbelievable. Rest in peace, Bernard Edwards. You can rest assured that your talent and fingers influenced generations of bass players. In a somewhat unremarkable form, the rap verse was effective, and at one point she randomly threw out a bitch, which is hilarious. Oh, did Nile Rodgers play guitar here and Bernard Edwards bass? What a great, timeless vibe to the song. And by timeless, of course, I mean 70s. Again, don't expect to have your life changed by lyrics of a dance song. That's one thing that makes I Will Survive so special, because that's the exception. Musically, Dua Lipa's Levitating was very close. A big chunk of the difference between Dua and Lizzo are that Lizzo's actually a surprisingly good rapper. But Lizzo offers a little more, bitch. I gave About Damn Time 9.95 out of 10, an elite song dangerously close to the perfect category. So that was the best hit songs of 2022 according to the Classic Rock Beagle. Moser, are you okay? Moser, why are you speaking in symbol font? Moser, well, this is awkward. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up below. If you want to make Moser feel better, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell below to be notified when Moser puts up another video. Coming up now, the song I wrote in the style of my hero, Christine McVie, from my tribute to her, the album Songbird, 2017. Merry Christmas from the Classic Rock Beagle, and as always, rock on. And I guess I'll have to say Roo. Between fact and fantasy, right now it doesn't mean that much to me.